Hey, what's up, everyone? It's the Swinging Bull here with Mr. SLP, and welcome to Friday Power Hour. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we go over market recap, look over some of the things that's been happening throughout the week, and kind of wrap up the week because, of course, it's Friday and it's Power Hour. So,
Happy
how you
Friday.
doing? Yeah, happy
Friday,
Friday.
man.
Absolutely. Yep. So just watching the SPY here at the moment. Had quite a bit of recovery since we hit the low of, it was like 389, basically 390 was the low for today, and we kind of hit it. Like I can even draw a horizontal line here and show you the level I'm talking about. So kind of like right about here. Let me make this a little bit brighter so people can see it. So right about this level right here. As you can see, SPY kind of went down to this level 1, 2, 3, several times throughout the day. So we knew 390 was somewhat of a good level to hold for today. And ever since it hit it the last time around 1 p.m. Eastern, looks like it's been trying to recover. We do have the price action still above the 50 moving average. But we're in live action right here, and as you can see, we're selling off down to this 50 moving average. What do you think about the action today, Lee? It's been kind of a wild ride, hasn't it?
What a boring end to the week. But yeah, it's been a wild day. Those CPI numbers were pretty rough.
Yeah.
We haven't put a dent in no inflation. We've been raising interest rates, and they haven't tackled it very well because we're at super high levels still. So we had a sell-off, man. We had a sell-off. The market sold off on that news today, and basically, if you got into puts on anything at the beginning of the day, they printed very nicely.
Absolutely.
I mean, we played Nvidia puts, we played AMD puts, and we made, I think, like over 200% on each of those within like an hour of holding. So, I mean, it's okay, man. I mean, it sucks, right? The market's down, but all we can do as traders is just play what's in front of us. And if it's, the price action, if it shows us down, then we play it down. If it shows us up, we play it up. I mean, we're traders here, right? We're not gamblers. We're not guessing. We want to just follow what the trend tells us.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's nice though. It's still holding this. It's still holding it, but I just don't. If it drops below that EMA 50, I think we could have a hard sell-off. I think we have a hard sell-off probably, unless that trend holds.
Yeah, it's below the 50 right now. There is a little bit of trend that I was saying before that we've been in since the last time it hit the 390 area. So if it doesn't hold this trend line right here, it's about 305 Eastern right now. I think you're absolutely right. I think we do get a sell-off back down to 390 around that area. So we're going to watch it live here for everyone tuning in, and just looking to see if SPY is going to hold this trend line. It very well could bounce off this trend line and keep trending up for the remainder of the trading session today. But again, if it doesn't hold this trend line and it breaks below it, I think we lose another $1 or so before we close. And it looks like it does want to maybe break down below this trend line here. So this is what we're watching. I also been keeping my eye on Amazon. Amazon, my brother actually just bought some shares in Amazon. It was his first time buying shares in Amazon. So he's starting a retirement position in Amazon. I told him to wait a little bit after the forward split because we'd probably see a dip. And sure enough, after the forward split, Amazon was trading in the 120s. And here we are at the end of the week, and they're at 110. So he actually waited till today, and he picked up a couple shares to kind of start building an account for the long term. So pretty good information there. And we were right about the Amazon forward split. We did see a dip. Now it's down 5% today. Like I said, I was trading in the 120s, and now we're down to 110. Personally, if we can't hold the 109 that it's been trying to hold today, kind of similar to the SPY chart in a way, but if it breaks down below 109, Amazon could definitely test the lower 100s for sure. And
Yeah, we were talking about this on the Twitter space, weren't we, man? I mean, we
yeah,
said like around, I even said as low as 106 would be probably the bottom.
right.
106, 105 to like 112, I said would be even, me and Amy was saying about that too, saying that would be a good price area to buy. And once you build the position there, just slowly build it, just hold off until we see the reversal, and then buy a bit heavy on that reversal. But I think that area is a pretty good area to watch, like 104 to like 110. Yeah.
Yeah, 104.
Right
That'll
there.
put
Yeah,
us right at the bottom of this bullish
yeah,
candle here, which
exactly.
is you can see there's no wick on the bottom of this bullish candle, which means this is definitely somewhat of a demand zone where the sellers weren't really able to push it below that. Now, the previous day they did, but as you
Yeah.
can see, the previous day was a doji candle, which is a indecision candle. So I don't really put a lot of weight on dojis as far as direction. And then the very next day, sure enough, great demand zone here at 104 on Amazon. Now this was pre-forward split, so obviously this was trading in the $2,000 level. But once the forward split happens, it updates the daily chart with the new prices. So this is the area that Lee was talking about, right around the 104. Could be a potential demand zone. I can go ahead and draw a line there.
Yeah, I was saying like it pre-split, it was around 2000 to 2200 was the area that we were looking at to build the position, and it bounced off there lovely. So that's kind of the area that we would want to look at again. And we did say this. I mean, just like Apple, and I mean, it's if you're in the Discord, it kind of helped you, right? Because once the forward split happened, everyone wanted to jump in. Let's jump in full. Let me build my full position right away.
Yeah.
But we said, hey guys, like look at previous like forward splits. We had Apple, we had Tesla. All of them maybe ran up for a day or two, which Amazon actually did. It ran up for like a day, 2 days
Right.
max.
Mm-hmm.
And then dropped off. And that's what Apple and Tesla did. They dropped off like 20%, 30%. And
Yep.
then at that level is when they started to, start slowly trickling back up again. And
Mm-hmm.
if you slowly build a position, you're in a good place right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Slowly building your position, um, and that's why we mentioned, you know, right after the Amazon split, you know, um, it's not a good idea to just go all in because if you
No,
did that, you're already down 10% and you have no more money to average
no
down with.
cash
So
left. Yeah, man.
yeah, so I'm going to be building a position slowly into Amazon. I'm going to wait until Monday to see if we can hold this 109, 110 area. And if we don't, well, I'll be able to grab some cheaper shares, maybe in the lower 100 area, 104 area, maybe. So we'll keep our eye on that. Another one that has a forward split that's coming up is Google. I believe they're doing their forward split in July. I believe. I think it's middle of July or something like that. So same deal with them. I'm gonna start a separate retirement position with Google, along with the one I'm starting with Amazon. It's going to be in a totally separate brokerage, not in the same one I do my day trades and swing trades. And it's going to be an account that I can kind of just add to monthly, and then 5 years from now, we'll see what my Amazon and Google is worth, right? So we'll keep our eye on Google as well. Let's go back to the SPY here and look what happened, Lee. It bounced right off that trend line, just like we
Yep,
thought.
it did. Yeah, I got it up on my screen here too. Yep, it definitely
Yeah,
did. It held that trend pretty well.
yep. And we said it's either going to bounce here or it's once it breaks that trend line, we could probably lose another dollar or so. But since we bounced off this trend line, well, maybe we'll gain another dollar or so on SPY here. And got some volume coming in here. It's okay volume. We were talking about this earlier when SPY bounced off this trend line around. It was probably about 30 minutes ago or so, and we were talking about this in one of the free live streams before we came here. But you notice the size of this run here SPY was at 391, and it ran almost to 393.50. But what I want you to keep your eye on is how low the volume was when that happened, which is kind of scary to see, especially if you're in calls. You don't really want to see the, if the stock price runs like this and there's very low volume, there's a good chance it's going to retrace. And that's exactly what it did. It didn't retrace all the way, but it retraced all the way to this trend line. And then now we have some bigger green volume candles popping up here. And sure enough, we bounced right off the trend line. And let's see if we can hold this trend line for the rest of the day here.
Yeah, let's see.
What else you been looking at?
Man, I don't know. With that trend line, I think I'm not optimistic. I think it comes down, but I hope it proves me wrong.
Yeah.
We
want to be optimistic, right?
Yeah, we do want to be optimistic. You're right. Today, I know, man. I've been shorting a lot of stocks today. I mean, you can see what I've been shorting.
Yeah.
Just been shorting, man. I mean, I haven't really done too much. Like, I'm not going to just try to find a trade just to trade. Like I had setups right for the short side. So once they hit my entry, I got into them and I got out of my targets, and that was it. Like, it was just in and out. Enjoyed the trade and then kind of moved on. But there's nothing too big. I bought some Amazon calls.
Nice.
So I bought some Amazon calls, the $110 calls for next week's expiration. So I'm just going to hold those over the weekend. A little bit risky holding something over the weekend, but I'm going to do it because I'm not in that much. I only bought a couple of contracts. So I'm going to do that. And
I like that play. I like that play because, the past couple of days, again, we've had 3 red days in a row, 3 red candles in a row on the SPY daily chart. That could actually be a I know it's high risk because we're holding over the weekend and this and that, but with 3 red days in a row, we definitely might be looking at a bounce maybe on Monday, Tuesday, and that's when
a move to 112, like 112, 113 should give us some nice gains on Amazon on those calls. So they were like $4, I think, were contract. No, $3 a contract. I thought it was. I feel like it's a lower risk play. If I'm going to hold something on the weekend, over the weekend, it's going to be Amazon. I think at this level, nothing. I'm not holding no SPY calls, puts. Not going to hold any of that. I'm just going to hold the Amazon, and that's it.
I was looking at you shorted PBTS today. That's the chart I got pulled up.
Yeah, man.
That was a great play there. And ended up with over 17% profit on this day trade short alert. So you shorted PBTS. Your entry was $1.45 area. So you caught it towards. We had this nice run up in the morning on PBTS, and this is when kind of our scanners started alerting us, hey, might have a short opportunity here. And sure enough, you alerted in the 145s, which is kind of towards the top of the run here.
Yeah, I needed it to break down there. That's why I needed to break down.
Yep, and that's exactly what it did. Is it broke down. We get this nice bearish candle here. You put out an alert in the premium section at 145 to short it down to let me see. Well, I got a second target here. You opened the short at 145. It ended up going down to 120, and you took profits down here at 120 and got over a 17% gain on that short. So that was a great play.
Yeah, I mean, I loved, like, I do like shorting, like doing swings on short plays. Yeah. But it's even better when you can get in and out in the same day, take your profits and not have to worry about anything.
I love it, man.
Going into the weekend. So I think that also, we had a member that brought up that COGT. Eckhard, right, man? He brought it up to me in the live stream, and then I said, "Man, yeah, it does look like it's breaking down." We looked at it. We quickly pointed out our views and our resistances and our supports, and we plotted those out, and then we took a short position. We started at $9.30 and $9.30. Now we're at $8.25. So definitely over 10%.
Yep, I personally shorted this with you guys, the COGT alert, and I got a pretty nice gain. I entered right when this trend line broke. I waited for the retest, so it broke the trend line. We get the retest, and then bam, here comes the confirmation candle right here after the retest, right? So I entered a position around 970, and I actually ended up taking it down to 915. You can see this line from this green line from earlier was kind of my take profit here. I was being a little conservative with it, but from 970 area down to 915, I ended up taking profit right there. I was happy with that. But sure enough, it sold off really good all the way down to, I mean, it's sitting at 814 right now. So if you stayed in that play, that was easy 20% short right there. No problem.
Yeah. Like, we normally look at the heat map, right? And the heat map, we were taking a look at this earlier, and the heat map just is like just red. Well, it was more red earlier, but like even the energy sector was red like today. Like everything was just blood red. I mean, things are coming up a little bit now towards the end of the day. But yeah, even the energy. I mean, we were even laughing about it. We said the tobacco and all that is green because people are smoking after kind of today, with that red, from the stress, from the whole stress this morning. So that's pretty funny. The tobacco companies are really green today. But everything else is red. You can see. Look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is big red. Amazon down almost 5%. That's big for them. Tesla down 2.5%. Microsoft 3.25%. Apple down a little over 2.5%. I mean, these are huge companies, you guys, and even Facebook down again 3.35%. And just the whole financial sector kind of took a pretty good hit today too. J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. They all took a pretty good hit today, especially Wells Fargo. They were down over 5%. So
Wells Fargo has that news. Did you hear about that news?
No, we can definitely look it up though. Let's take a look here. Just checking to see if we had any comments on YouTube here. Let's see. All right, let's check out Wells Fargo and see what was going on here. Here's Wells Fargo. Let me go to the daily chart. Yeah, they gapped down here from yesterday, and the news that came out. Let's see here.
It's pretty bad news. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Let's see why Wells Fargo shares are getting hammered today. Let's read this.
Oh wow, that's a nice title.
Yeah, shares of several banks and financial service companies are trading lower amid overall market weakness after CPI data showed prices rose in May. So they're basically just talking about products and goods and stuff like that.
Now, there's something about doing some bad practices. That's what they were saying about hiring. It was something about hiring.
Yeah, let me go back to yesterday. Oh, here it is right here. Federal prosecutors open criminal inquiry of Wells Fargo's hiring practices. Yeah, that's when the gap down occurred. And then today, and today didn't help at all. So if we go back to the chart here, so the hiring practices news came in yesterday, totally made it gap down. And then, of course, because of the CPI data that came out today, well, this downward price action here did not stop. So Wells Fargo got hit with a double whammy at the wrong time. Not only are they getting probed by federal agents and stuff like that for hiring practices, but couple that with the bad CPI data. So they took a pretty substantial hit there over the past 2 days for Wells Fargo. What else was I looking at here? Yeah, let's see. So this is from today, the sector information here. Just double check something. So consumer staples. I don't even want to call this green, but the sector in general was up 0.01%, but basically flat. But we tend to see consumer staples kind of run when there's fear in the market, because investors know that people are still going to buy from consumer staples no matter what the economic conditions are, because a lot of these companies sell basic goods and basic needs and stuff like that. So they were kind of flat today when the overall market pretty much got hammered pretty good today. And then, of course, utilities and energy. Yes, they were red today, but they're still in the top 3. So these 3 sectors here, and we could even throw healthcare and real estate into there. The reason why they're on the top is because these are kind of like the flight to safety sectors. When the market is not doing too good, a lot of people will move their money into these sectors as kind of like a little safe haven to maybe park some money and also maybe to realize some gains during a downtrend of the market in general. So you can it's almost like hedging. So kind of like if you had a long position, you were long on something, and maybe you bought a put for a couple months out as insurance. That's technically what a hedge is. But you don't have to go the opposite direction to hedge. Sometimes you can just move money to other sectors that do well when the market's down. So, when the overall market is down, yes, you could hedge a long position by buying a put for a couple months out as insurance, but you don't necessarily have to go the put route when hedging. You could actually just move money to some of these flight to safety sectors, and that would be similar to hedging your long calls on more of the speculative stuff. So yeah, let's see what else is going on here. Let's go
I'm
back
saying
to the
SPY
chart.
is still holding that trend.
Let's take a look here. 1 minute chart. Yep, still wants to hold. But if it wasn't Friday at 3:30 p.m.,
yeah,
I would be playing calls on this thing like 3-4 times. I would have played. Well, okay, so we had the majority of the day. When we hit our first low of the day, it was loving this 390 area. My personal strategy, when it broke out of this area and the price action got above some of these moving averages, I'd wait for some test points before I would enter. But for instance, when it came down and formed this higher low here, and then went back up, this would have been my setup here, because now we have 2 touch points to go ahead and draw a trend line. And if this price action retraces to the trend line, boom, and we get a bounce, that would have been the call right there. Same thing on this second one here. We get another retest. We recovered, and we could have did calls from 392 up to 393.30. 2 easy call options there. Again, we're waiting for the retest to be able to make the trend line. So, and here we go. We got another bounce off this trend line. I mean, this trend line is holding true, isn't it? For Friday at 3:30.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Look at this thing.
Very tight area.
Yeah, I mean, we might be gaining back some of our losses for today, because at one point SPY was down almost 3%. I think we were down like 2.8% at one point in time, and now we're only down 2%. So we got back about 0.8% of the losses, and here we are. It's definitely we could even draw let's draw a trend line at the top here, just so I can point something out. So we do have another trend here on the top, which would act as resistance. And look what happened. It hit its head on it, and so maybe we just trade in this channel for the rest of the day. That's probably I mean, of course it's SPY, so it can do anything. But for the past, let's go back here. I'd say we could start the trend probably so around 1 p.m. and then when we validated or confirmed the trend was at 2 o'clock. So I'd say from 2 p.m. to right now 3:30 p.m. for the last hour and a half, we're trading in this channel. So very good visual here to look at when trying to determine price action. And we hit our head on the resistance of the channel. Looks like it. If this candle right here doesn't close above this resistance line, I think it stays in this channel. If we get some more volume, you can see from the volume profile, volume is picking up a little bit compared to the day in its entirety. And yep, we're popping out of the channel now, Lee. Let's see.
Let's see what happens. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see one or two things here. We popped out the channel. Let's see if this candle we're on right now tries to retest it. And if it retests
it may touch that VWAP.
Yeah, maybe it wants to, maybe it's attracted to this VWAP here, this volume weighted average price indicator. Let's see what it wants to do. We're going on, it's about 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Just looking on YouTube. No one has any questions yet. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to post them into live stream chat. And either me or Lee will definitely recognize that. Okay, yeah. I think you're right, Lee. It really wanted that VWAP. We got real close to it. And maybe heads back down from there. Getting a big red candle here. Let's see. I just want to check the.
I think we know notoriously that VWAP is one that is an indicator that it either gets through and it starts pushing higher, or it gets slammed back down.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely watch this and see how it plays out right here.
I want to see. Just want to check the 5-minute
I'll be right
chart.
back too.
Sure, no problems. Looks like we might have a little level here of resistance from earlier in the day on the 5-minute chart. That's exactly where it kind of rejected here. So let me go back to the 1-minute chart. Yeah, we're falling back into this channel, you guys. It hit its head on VWAP, and we're officially back into this channel. So yeah, I mean that would have been a great call option to play when it hit this bottom channel trend line. We could have played it to the upside, almost to VWAP, and hit its head on VWAP, and now we could have entered puts right here, and now we're back into the channel. So those would have been in profit already. Let me just check some notes here. Okay, Sam, I am. What do we think about Google? Is it a hold over the weekend?
He wanted to ask that question, yeah, and I said we would go over it in the live stream. So maybe you want to look at that.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about this earlier. Sam, I'm not sure if you're playing options or equity. My personal plan for the equity side is Google does have a forward split coming up in July. Same thing that happened with Amazon. So personally, on the stock side, I'm going to wait till after the forward split, maybe give it a week or so to settle down after the split. Then I'm gonna add that to a different brokerage I have for a new retirement position. As far as option calls go, it's kind of running with SPY, kind of running with the overall market. So, it would just, it depends when your expiration date is. If your expiration date is next week sometime, you want to look and make sure you know what you're doing on Monday or Tuesday as far as when you're going to exit that play. Definitely don't hold it to expiration. But me personally, Google held this low 2200 area. It made its low today, and you can even draw a little line here because this is what this is the area I'm going to be looking at on Monday. Let's make this bright red a little bit bigger so you can see that line. So we definitely want to make sure it holds this low 2200 area. It looks like 2217. It's kind of acting like SPY. So same thing for SPY. SPY had a similar level that it hit today, and now it's trending up. So we just want to make sure that this trend continues right to the upside. So we don't really have enough data to be able to draw. Well, I mean, we could make a trend line on the 15-minute, I guess. We do have a whole day of price action that we could do. So Sam, I would definitely make a trend line on your chart. Maybe something like that. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. So Google really, it needs to stay above this trend. I mean, of course we got extended hours, so it might fall down. And this is just a very small trend here on the 15-minute chart, and it's only based off of 1 day of activity. So I wouldn't put a lot of weight on this trend line. Of course, it would be nice if Google stays above it, because it'll be doing really good on Monday if it does. So that's a tough one, because you're holding it over the weekend. Okay, you're thinking to hold over the weekend and sell on Monday. Yeah. So we just need to be very careful, because yes, we're currently trending up from the low of today, but for me personally, there's not enough data, price action for me to give a lot of weight to this uptrend here. Now, if I zoom out and let's say I had like 3 trading sessions, like 1, 2, 3 trading sessions on the 15-minute, then I would put a little bit more weight on that. But just be careful. And like I said, maybe treat it as a lotto, because if the market as a whole does not remain stable and ends up going lower on Monday, Google's going to follow, and your calls might not be in that good a shape if that happens. So unfortunately, I wish I could talk about Google as its own animal, but right now it's running with the market in general. So what you just need to remember is the market sentiment as a whole. I think is going to have a lot to do with how your calls turn out on Monday. What do you think about that, Lee?
Once I'm just updating one of the plays here.
Sure. But I hope that helped a little bit, Sam. I know I didn't really give you a definite answer, but basically the market in general needs to hold up for those Google calls to be in good shape on Monday. If the market in general sells off on Monday, Tuesday, you might be hurting on those calls. So
on what expiration are they again? What were you saying? Sorry, I was just trying to update. We played some SPY puts, and we made ourselves some money. So I was just playing that in the premium. But yeah, I'm here now.
Yeah, no worries. He's got the June 17th Friday expiration next week, and he got the 2265 calls. So good thing is you're pretty close to the money.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's going to be good. Now, if you did calls that were really far out of the money, with the June 17th expiration date, you'll probably notice that the theta would be higher than the delta. So that's why very far out of the money calls tend to get crushed in the last week, because the theta is just higher than the delta.
They're expensive calls too, huh?
Yeah. Just be careful, Sam. Be ready to make a move if you're going to hold. I mean, it's only 3:35 Eastern. I'm not telling you to get out of them. I'm not telling you to stay in them, because I'm not trying to give financial advice.
Is he in profit now? Is he in any profit?
I'm not sure what he paid for them. I'm
13%.
Yeah, he's got 13% profit. You might want to consider taking some of that, but Lee can elaborate.
No, I mean, the chart shows me, if I look at the chart, I had pretty strong support at 2235-ish, that area, which it did drop below that today. It went to 2207, but it regained that support now. So that's a positive. Now, I need it to hold to 2235 would be the level I would like it to hold and not drop below again. But you're right. I mean, we don't know how next week will be. We may have had 3 big red days. We have a gap now, a big gap on the daily chart to fill to the upside again. I mean, Google can have a nice run up to the forward split, which is in next month? I think it's July.
Yeah, it's in July. I think mid-July.
So I mean, it could have a nice run up to that. This could be bottom at 2200, but I would also just raise my stops maybe on those calls, protect your gains. If it doesn't work out and you get stopped out, at least you've got some gains and you're not in any losses. But right now the chart looks better than it was this morning. It's steadily creeping back up, and it is holding the EMA 9-day right now. So on the 5-minute chart, so it's looking better. This could easily, if we have a green day on Monday, this could easily probably go to 2285, 2290 again.
Yeah,
if
I
we have
agree
a
with
green
that.
day, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, probably pretty close
It's
to
looking
20.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that helped, Sam. Again, we're kind of at the mercy of the market in general. So
We
that would
can't
be
predict the market, man. The market just has to show us what it's doing, and we just follow that.
Yeah, I agree. But it's looking like it wants to keep pushing. Let me go back to SPY. Yep, SPY. We very well, maybe we did bottom out today. It is Friday. If we were going to bottom out, today would be the day, right? Because we always know there's lots of selling on Fridays. But if SPY bottomed out around 390, maybe we have a pretty good week next week. But if not,
I think next week's going to be a critical week, my friend.
I think so too. Yep. And we're heading into the summer months, so there's different seasonal
low
things
volume
there.
In those summer months. So I feel like we really need to. We really need to hold the 380s for sure. If we don't hold the 380s, it goes way down. I think to the 360s next, and that's rough.
Yeah, that would be a new low for the year.
Oh yeah, we're used to those, bud. We're used to those.
Yeah,
seeing that on SPY, I think SPY is down like 22% or something like that on the year so far.
Yeah,
and NASDAQ even worse. So I still think there's great opportunity in the market, though. There's going to be great opportunities. We just gotta have a little bit of patience, and then the green days that we have, we play bigger and harder, and then get out. And then the red days, we just sit on the sidelines. And kind of do the same thing over and over and over until the pattern shows us that it's strong in the bullish direction to play to the upside. But there's always days where we have a big red day, like we have stocks that are down 12, 15%, and then the very next day they go back up 10, 15%. So there's always one of those in the week that I found, and I followed along, that there's always a big red day in the week and a big green day in the week. You just got to make sure that you time it right. You don't put all your money into it, but you time it right, and you take advantage of those big green days,
right?
And then get back out again with your cash heavy, and then do the same again maybe the next week or the next green day. So that's just the kind of pattern that I play. I look for the big red days, I play a little bit, and then the next day is when I'm taking profits, and people are trying to chase when we are taking the profits.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the opposite of what some of the other people are doing.
They're chasing the green when we're already in the green. So
right. Yeah, no, that's.
But I do like this. This is a nice little channel to play into the end of the day.
Yeah. I personally would have played this a couple of times. Again, if it wasn't Friday at Power Hour, if it was like Wednesday or Thursday, during lunchtime or something, even Power Hour during the week, I would play that.
But yeah, for sure, man.
Just a lot of risk going into the weekend, so I'm personally not playing anything right now.
It's always best sometimes, right, to be cash heavy on the weekend, so you don't have to think about it. What could happen on Monday? It's like, okay, let me just go off and enjoy the weekend. I don't have to worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sam, I'm not sure what type of trader you are or how long you've been doing it, but if you're concerned about the Google calls holding over the weekend, I know those calls will probably cost you quite a bit of money, and you're already up 13%. Might be a good idea to, especially if you have more than one contract, maybe sell a couple of them and leave one runner. But that's just an opinion. I'm not trying to give you financial advice or anything like that, because it's Google. It very well, maybe we do rip on Monday and go higher, but we're just a lot of uncertainty right now. So we just need to try and protect ourselves a little bit better.
Yes, I'm looking at also AERC that's blasting into the end of the day. We're getting some great volume there.
Let's see. Oh wow, look at that!
Yeah,
Wowzers!
I've definitely been a winner on our watch list with Amy this week. Man, it's been a killer.
It's up 45% right now for the day.
It's a low
Wow.
float 4 million. If you look at the bigger picture, man, I remember I was in Italy,
4
right? I was
million.
walking
Wow.
around Italy, and I wrote to Pookie, and I said I gave him this exact share. He can go back and show you the DMs. And I told him, I said this is at $105, and I said this thing is gonna tank.
Look at this thing.
And it went right there. Pookie, I think it was like the very next day, it was cut in half.
Oh wow, look at
I
this.
think. Yeah, I was walking around. Seriously, I was
thing.
looking at some like history and stuff, and then I said, "Hey, man, look at this stock is about to tank. I feel like it's overpriced. Go back, look at the bigger picture. No, keep going left.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at it.
Look at this thing.
November 30th.
Oh
that
my
red
God.
candle is when I told him it tanked on the day I told him it was going to.
Man, I wish I would have opened a short position on that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. I like went away for like 2 hours. I looked at my phone. I said, wow, it's $20. I couldn't believe it went from 100 to 20.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
Yeah.
But look at that. I mean, this thing can seriously go.
It's up to you. We won't be able to hear it on the recording because this is being recorded right now. So, but you can put on music for the Discord members if you want. I actually have to leave here in about 7 minutes to go to another live stream, crypto live stream. So got about 7 minutes. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to.
You're like a crypto analyst for us now too, man?
No, I'm just filling in for someone, and they need someone to do the IT stuff in the behind the scenes. So, but yeah, AERC. Okay, let's go back to SPY. And we popped out of the channel. So Sam, this is what I'm talking about on those Google calls. Google. Let me go back to Google because it's following SPY. There's Google. Yeah. So Google's kind of selling off here, Sam. We had this run up, since about noon, and now it's wanting to sell off a little bit. But just try and protect yourself if you're holding over the weekend. If you have more than one contract, maybe take profit on some of them and leave one runner. But it's up to you. But we are getting some selling here in the market overall.
Yeah, we just played some SPY puts, man. The 387 puts for Monday.
Those are probably already in profit then right now.
Yeah, we got here from filled at 88 cents. They're at 125 now.
Nice.
So we got
that's 50% gain.
We got some good profit in the matter of I think it's like 20 minutes. So
I think you're going to get more out of it too. So you're sitting at 50% gain on those SPY puts.
I just sold my last one. That's what I was here on the phone. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's 345.
But it was. I was sold the last one at 125. So.
Yeah, I mean the bell's going to ring in about 15 minutes. Of course, SPY options can trade till 4:15, but
it's dropping. Yeah,
it's dropping now. This big red.
I just knew something like this was going to happen. We're going to have that initial pump into the before the close and then dump right off at the end. Yeah.
So Sam,
sad.
I keep going back to your Google calls. You just need to be careful. If you're already in the green, don't fall into the red once you're already in the green, because if we do sell off into close here, it might not be looking too good for Monday. But again, anything can happen. But you do still have 15 minutes to manage that Google call position. Let's see if the heat map changed any.
It's pretty all red now.
I mean, it's almost all red, but we just gotta Walmart was up a little bit, but it's funny because a lot of things that are green are companies that have been getting smashed lately. So, kind of makes sense that these companies might have already been at their bottoms, kind of like Walmart, right?
Yeah, no, Walmart was.
Walmart's loving the 120 area.
Yeah, it's actually green. It's actually higher now. Yeah, it was about 0.46 when I looked at it in the midday live stream. So it's pushed up a little bit higher now. Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I those spy calls are over 70% gains in 20 minutes if you're in premium.
That's awesome. What it ended up being 75% around there.
70% gains from our initial entry was 88. We bought a little bit more at 78. And then we rode it up to 150 so far. So
yeah, look at that sell off. I mean, it literally went from 390, 394.25, 391.25. It's a $3 move right there in 5 minutes. And
yeah, so it's red into close, but
yeah, 2.5%.
It's not that bad, Yeah. It's just a day it's just a sell-off day. I mean, it's reacting to that news, and I didn't expect it to recover and go green or anything, but I knew that it was going to be a bit flat.
Yeah, I mean this trend, the trend we saw that started around
trend.
1 p.m. It was a nice trend. I mean, this is where we get our opportunities here if we're patient. We get the channel formed. Yes, we'll wait for it to kind of test the lines of the channel once or twice, and then boom, we could have had an easy play right here. We could have did calls here. We could have done puts there, and just play it until we can't play it no more. And then
there's a question with big. It's a big ounce. It said which stock is best to buy. I mean, if I knew what safe stock there was to buy, I would let you know. But there's just nothing safe to buy at the moment.
It's a little dangerous out there right now. We've been doing a lot of day trading. I do have some leap options for 2024. I got a handful of those. And I've been day trading, and the profits I'm making on day trading are basically paying for my leap options. So I am still long on some leap options, but I'm using day trading profits to purchase them. So it's really not costing me anything. So why not, right? And they're 2024, so plenty of time on them. So big ounce, that's kind of been my strategy. Been making some profits day trading, and then using those profits to either add to retirement positions. Maybe in my retirement account, I still have some long positions in my retirement account, of course, or I'll use the profits to fund some 2024 leap options. That's what I've been doing. It's been working out pretty good. I got a bunch of free 2024 leap options that were paid from profits of day trading. So I feel really good about it. I love it.
I love the leaps. Yeah, I love the leaps. Like if you can find a strong, like they have strong growth, they have great revenue, quarter after quarter, year over year. They have a big balance sheet. You want to look for that. And I think tech stocks have great opportunity for if you're trying to hold for like a year or 2 years down the line. You can get some leaps in 2024, build those positions. And we're going to come out this bear market eventually.
We will,
and they're going to start pushing up. Those leaps will pay you really nicely. I think, in my opinion.
I like Intel long term.
I love Intel.
On that. Yeah, I love them long term. I actually do have a leap, 2024 leap in Intel. But big ounce, just to kind of answer your question a little more directly as far as stocks. Me personally, I'm starting to build a long retirement position in Amazon now that their forward split is completed, and it has sold off a little bit. Amazon was in the $120 range, and now it's around the 110 range. So I added a little bit of Amazon today on that, and then of course Google's doing their forward split next month, and I'll be starting a long-term position with them. So to answer your question, big ounce, I'm mainly only buying stock in blue chip companies. So that's all I'm doing right now outside of leap options and day trading. Look at SPY being so volatile here in the last 10 minutes. It is 3:50. Okay, I got to go into the other studio, Lee.
Yeah, let's get out of here, guys. Let's cut this off and end the weekend on a high with those SPY puts for the premium.
Over 70% return on those last minute SPY puts you just
absolutely did. So. Yeah, you can wrap this up, sir. It's okay.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I appreciate everyone joining us in this Power Hour. We do this every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good weekend.
See you guys. Have a great weekend.